Ancient Rome was a powerful civilization that shaped the course of human history. From its architectural marvels to its infamous gladiatorial games, Rome's influence can still be seen today. In this video, we'll dive into the world of ancient Rome, exploring the lives of gladiators, the Colosseum, punishment methods, society structure, and the eventual collapse of this mighty empire. Welcome to Life's Biggest Questions. Now that that's been said, let's continue. Gladiatorial games were a popular form of entertainment in ancient Rome, featuring brutal combat for the amusement of the public. Gladiators were often slaves, prisoners of war, or condemned criminals who were trained to fight. There were various types of gladiators, each with their own unique weapons, armor, and fighting styles, which made the games more engaging and unpredictable for the spectators. A heavily armored gladiator, who fought with a sword, gladius, and a large rectangular shield, scutum. They often wore a distinctive helmet with a high crest and a visor, as well as leg guards and arm protection. Murmillos typically faced off against other heavily armored gladiators like the Thraex or the Hoplomachus. This gladiator fought with a trident and a net, wearing minimal armor for greater agility. The Retiarius had a unique fighting style, attempting to ensnare their opponents with the net before striking with the trident. They often fought against heavily armored opponents like the Murmillo or the Secutor. Inspired by the Thracian warriors, the Thrax fought with a curved sword called a Sika and a small square or rectangular shield. They wore a helmet with a wide brim, a small breastplate, and leg guards. The Thrax relied on agility and precision to overcome their opponents, often targeting vulnerable areas not protected by armor. Modeled after Greek hoplites, the Hoplomachus was equipped with a spear, a small round shield, and a dagger for close combat. They wore a helmet with a small crest, a small breastplate, and leg guards. Their fighting style focused on maintaining distance from their opponents using the spear before closing in for the kill with the dagger. Designed to fight against the Retiarius, the Secutor was a heavily armored gladiator similar to the Murmillo. They wielded a sword and a large rectangular shield and wore a distinctive smooth helmet with small eye holes to prevent the Retiarius's net from getting caught. Their strategy was to close the distance with their nimble opponent and overpower them with their superior armor and strength. The Eques gladiators fought on horseback, initially using a lance for charging at their opponents and a small round shield for protection. Once they were dismounted, they would continue the fight on foot with a sword. Equites wore tunics and helmets adorned with feathers, and they often faced other Eques gladiators. The Dimachurus type of gladiator wielded two swords, one in each hand, which required great skill and agility. The Dimachurus wore minimal armor, often only a small breastplate and arm guards in order to maintain their mobility. Their fighting style relied on rapid attacks and evasive maneuvers to outmaneuver their opponents. Life as a gladiator was harsh and dangerous, with a constant risk of death or injury. Despite this, successful gladiators could achieve considerable fame and fortune, becoming heroes to the masses and garnering the admiration of the Roman public. Gladiators lived and trained in specialized schools called ludus, where they were managed by a lanista, who bought, sold, and trained them. Life in a ludus was strict, with gladiators following a rigorous training regimen to hone their skills. They practiced with wooden swords and dummy opponents, learning techniques to disarm, disable, and kill their opponents. The gladiators' diet was designed to build strength and endurance. They often consumed a high-calorie diet rich in carbohydrates and protein, which included a mixture of barley, wheat, and legumes. This diet was often supplemented with meat, fish, and cheese to provide the necessary nutrients for their demanding physical training. Despite the brutality of their profession, gladiators had access to some of the best medical care in ancient Rome. Doctors were present at the ludus to treat injuries and provide general health care. These physicians were skilled in a wide range of treatments, including setting broken bones, stitching wounds, and administering pain-relieving medications. While many gladiators were slaves or prisoners, some were free men who chose to become gladiators in pursuit of wealth and fame. Successful gladiators could earn considerable sums of money through their victories, and they often attracted a large following of fans. The most famous gladiators were even commemorated in artwork, with their images appearing on pottery, mosaics, and frescoes. Gladiators also had a unique social standing within Roman society. Despite being viewed as entertainers and often stigmatized for their profession, they were still admired for their courage, skill, and physical prowess. This admiration often extended beyond the arena, with gladiators becoming the subjects of romantic fascination and even inspiring devotion from their fans. While the life expectancy of a gladiator was short, with many dying in the arena, those who survived and gained fame could eventually earn their freedom. They were awarded a wooden sword called a rudis, which symbolized their retirement from the arena. Many retired gladiators went on to become gladiator trainers or bodyguards for wealthy patrons. Some even entered politics or business, using their fame and connections to forge new careers outside of the arena. In summary, the life of a gladiator was a mix of danger, discipline, and potential glory. While they faced immense challenges and a high likelihood of death, the possibility of fame, fortune, and eventual freedom attracted many to this brutal and unforgiving profession. The Colosseum, also known as the Flavian Amphitheatre, was the largest amphitheatre in the Roman Empire and a marvel of ancient engineering. Completed in 80 AD under the rule of Emperor Titus, it could hold up to 50,000 spectators and was the primary venue for gladiatorial games and other public spectacles in ancient Rome. The Colosseum's elliptical design provided optimal viewing angles for spectators, with tiered seating arranged according to social status. The highest-ranking citizens, such as senators and members of the imperial family, sat in the front rows, while lower-ranking citizens and slaves were relegated to the upper tiers. An enormous retractable awning system called the velarium covered the Colosseum to provide shade for spectators during hot summer days. The velarium was made of canvas and was supported by a complex system of ropes and pulleys, operated by a team of sailors who were specially employed for this task. The Colosseum featured a complex system of underground tunnels and chambers called the hypogeum, where gladiators, slaves, and animals were held before their performances. The hypogeum was equipped with ingenious devices such as elevators and trapdoors, which allowed for the rapid and dramatic entrance of gladiators and animals into the arena. One of the most remarkable features of the Colosseum was its ability to be flooded for the staging of mock naval battles called naumachiae. The arena floor could be filled with water, and full-size ships could be maneuvered within the space for these elaborate spectacles. This showcased not only the ingenuity of Roman engineering, but also the wealth and power of the empire. Apart from gladiatorial games, the Colosseum hosted various other public spectacles such as animal hunts, venationes, in which exotic animals like lions, elephants, and bears were brought from far-flung corners of the empire to be hunted by specially trained fighters called venatores. These events showcased Rome's ability to control and dominate nature, as well as its vast and diverse territories. Executions and other forms of punishment were also carried out in the Colosseum. Condemned criminals might be executed in a variety of ways, from being crucified or burned alive to being thrown to wild beasts in the arena. These spectacles served as a form of entertainment for the masses and a stark reminder of the consequences of challenging Roman authority. Despite its use for brutal and violent spectacles, the Colosseum also hosted cultural and artistic events, such as plays, orations, and even reenactments of famous battles from Roman history. This mix of entertainment and cultural expression highlights the complex and multifaceted nature of ancient Roman society. Ancient Rome was known for its harsh and often brutal punishment methods. These punishments served as a means of maintaining order, asserting authority, and deterring criminal behavior in a vast and diverse empire. Some of the most common methods of punishment in ancient Rome included decimation. This brutal form of military punishment was used to instill discipline and loyalty among Roman soldiers. If a unit was found guilty of cowardice, insubordination, or desertion, 1 in 10 soldiers would be selected by lot and then punished, usually by being clubbed or stoned to their grave by their comrades. This punishment not only served as a deterrent, but also reinforced the idea that soldiers were responsible for each other's actions. Condemned criminals were sometimes sentenced to be torn apart by wild animals in the arena. This punishment, which was a popular form of entertainment for the Roman public, often involved the use of exotic animals such as lions, bears, and leopards. These punishment methods in ancient Rome were designed to instill fear, maintain order, and assert the authority of the state. They were a reflection of the harsh realities of life in a vast and diverse empire and served as a constant reminder of the consequences of challenging Roman power. The decline and eventual collapse of the Roman Empire is a complex and multifaceted subject. There were numerous factors that contributed to Rome's downfall, including political instability, economic decline, and external pressures from invading barbarian tribes. The political structure of Rome underwent significant changes during its decline, with the empire becoming increasingly unstable due to a series of short-lived and ineffective emperors. Coupled with this was a decline in Rome's economic power, caused by excessive taxation, rampant inflation, and a shrinking agricultural base. One of the most significant external factors that contributed to Rome's decline was the constant threat of barbarian invasions. Rome faced increasing pressure from various Germanic tribes, as well as the Huns, who pushed further into Roman territory. This culminated in the sack of Rome by the Visigoths in 410 AD and later by the Vandals in 455 AD. The Western Roman Empire finally fell in 476 AD, when the last Roman emperor, Romulus Augustulus, was deposed by the Germanic chieftain Odoacer. The Eastern Roman Empire, also known as the Byzantine Empire, continued to exist for another 1,000 years until it was conquered by the Ottoman Empire in 1453. Ancient Rome was a civilization of immense power and influence, shaping the course of human history through its architectural, political, and cultural achievements. The lives of gladiators, the grandeur of the Colosseum, and the complexities of Roman society provide a fascinating glimpse into this remarkable civilization. Thanks for sticking around and enjoying our video today. Stay tuned for more exciting developments.